Hi, how are you? It's me, Jean Harville. I'm the founder of Unleashing Your Genius and the creator of Raising Motivated Learners Facebook group, and also the creator of the Empowered Moms Experience. Good to be with you today. So, I was just kind of thinking through like what to talk to you about today, all right? I'm going to talk about automation. Okay, really, Jean? Really? Automation? What does that have to do with what we do, right, as moms? Well, let's just start here just for a second. The definition of automation describes a wide range of technologies that reduce human intervention in process, and human intervention is reduced by predetermining decision criteria, sub-process relationships, and related actions, and embodying those predeterminations in machines. In other words, it automatically makes decisions that are programmed into it. How many times have you as a mom thought of all these fantastical things you wanted to do, right? You really wanted to decorate the house at Christmas. You wanted to bake all the cookies. You wanted to do everything. But it all came down to decision making. Decision is, which recipe am I going to use? Where am I going to get the decorations? Who is going to help me with the decorations? And, what is this going to look like when we finally get finished with it? Decisions, right? I know there's times when I just don't want to make another decision. Like, what's for dinner? I don't know. That's the number one question that your family asks you, Mom, what's for dinner? And you're like, I don't know, make a decision and tell me, because you're so tired of making decisions all day long, right? And for me, that's what holds me back from getting anything done, getting any decluttering done, is making a decision of what to do with the items that I'm holding, making a decision about which paint color I want to paint the walls, make a decision. There's always a decision-making process that can be fatiguing. It's called brain fatigue, right? It's decision fatigue that happens inside of our brain, and to the point where we just want to crawl back into bed, right? So decision fatigue is a true thing. It really is. But we do have a way to automate things, not like the machines. And you probably thought that the automation of machinery was more of a modern day thing. But if you think about it, our brain is the machine that automates for us, right? And that brain has been with us for many centuries and years and so forth. And you can go back into history. So back in the story goes, like during our caveman days, the brain would be put on alert to keep us safe. And it's an automation system to say, watch out, bear, watch out, tiger, watch out, whatever, there's danger. And so we've had that system, that automated system with us as part of our brain, and that's what keeps us safe. And there are times when you automate into your brain things that you don't like or don't want. Like, for example, our kids are struggling with reading. Your brain says, okay, you struggle with reading, so reading is not really something that you want to do. So every time you go close to a book, I'm going to say, danger, don't pick up that book. Remember, you can't read. So whatever that we are talking about or saying and putting it into our brain is automating that for us. And if there's something that we don't want to do, it becomes more of a don't want to do, more stubborn, put your foot down, because that's what you automate into your brain. And your brain is going to keep you safe, right? We're going to talk about negativity bias in another live, okay? Now, probably next week. So making those decisions, can be exhausting, right? And especially if there's decisions that you are making all day long, or if you're making a decision on behalf of somebody else. Oftentimes you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make the right decision. Don't know if I'm going to make the wrong decision. I don't really know what that person wants. And you ask that person, they said, I don't know. Have you spent your whole vacation say, which trip are we going to do today? I don't know. Half the day is gone. We still haven't decided where we're going to go. So decision making, there is such a thing as decision making fatigue. And so when we can tell our brain what it is that we want and automate it into our brain, it becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth. When you know after a meal, you go and you pick up your toothbrush and toothpaste and you brush your teeth. Do you think about every single time, everything that you're doing, every step of putting that toothpaste on your toothbrush, every time you put that toothbrush in, you're moving it back and forth, I'm going to hit this tooth, that tooth, whatever. You know, you don't think about it. You just do it automatically. Or driving to the grocery store. When you get there, you're like, I have no idea how I got here. And I just was in a daydream, dreaming about something else. So your brain is on automation. Now, you know, because it's happened before, if another car happened to come close to your, wherever you're driving, or a squirrel or an animal runs into the road, you automatically snap to the attention that's different, that caused a difference, because it's like, that's not supposed to be there, right? And so your brain is on that automation, but it also protects you, just like that cave woman or caveman brain saying, danger, danger, danger. So it's the same thing as if we're trying to cross the street. And we see a glimpse, we look and it looks clear, and we start to walk, but we see a glimpse of a car on the side of our eye, we automatically stop, danger, 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 and we step back and we assess, what do we need to do in order to keep ourselves safe, right? So that's what our brain does. It keeps us safe, and it keeps us safe in what we automated to keep us safe in. We have 60,000, I've heard 35,000, 60,000, depends on what you're reading, decisions to make every single day. Whew, makes me want to just crawl back into bed. It's tiresome when you think about all those decisions that we have to make every single day. But fortunately, we have a way to automate those decisions into our brain. And that our brain is doing the work for us. This is what our subconscious brain is there for, to help with all those decisions that we make throughout the day. The subconscious brain, we've already told it what we want it to believe, and that subconscious brain is on duty 24/7, except actually the subconscious brain is not on duty when you're sleeping. Your conscious brain is on duty then, but your subconscious brain does the protection during your waking time, your waking hours, and it is where all the decisions come from. So knowing that, utilizing that information, I think that we can probably create some automation that we want to create, that we want to, as we are learning in school, and we are learning and we say something over and over and over again, and we are teaching ourselves a specific concept, we automate that. So now we see that either in pictures in our head or in words, however way your brain thinks and learns, that's how we remember information for exams, for tests, because we have taken the time to focus on that particular information and to automate it into our brain, so that when we go into test, then, we are spewing out the information that we need, right? And so that's the way our brain automates itself. And so that keeps us from being fatigued with all the decision making that we have that comes along, right? So how does this work with our kids who struggle, right? You're asking, what about kids who have dyslexia and kids that have ADHD? It's the same thing. Their brain can be wired in, whatever we want to put into their brain, they can wire it into their brain, okay? Because their brains are wired differently, for one thing. They're wired differently than those who do not have dyslexia or do not have ADHD. So it's amazing what our brains can do, and how we can create the ecosystem, whatever it is that we want to have in our brains. We can create that. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about creating that. Pay attention to your email. I'm going to send out today's email in just a few minutes, and then there'll be some emails over the next few days talking about automating. And take a look at them and read them. So I have a special something for you next week. It's going to lead up to that. So I want you to read the emails over the next couple of days. And then you'll get an idea of what it is that we're going to be talking about, the automation of making life easier and making goals easier, making vision easier than wishing and hoping, right? If we automate our brain, we don't have to wish and hope. We automate our brain what we want, it happens. It does. And even if it doesn't look like a pathway, like I have no idea how this is going to happen, it's amazing that your brain will work and paths will open. It really will. It happens all the time. Okay, so I just want to remind you that on this Friday, Carol and I are going to try really, really hard, and we are going to present to you what we were going to present to you last week. And I faux pas on my part as far as technology, but we're going to redeem ourselves, and there's always do-overs in this space, online space. So Carol and I will be talking about the Strength Finder. She is an expert in Strength Finders, and why is it important for you to know your strengths as well as your teen and tween strength? Because it makes you a more connected mom with your tween and teen. It almost makes them think, how did you know that, Mom? That was magical that you knew that information, right? And so it creates this bond, helps you to create and be connected to your tween or teen when you know your strengths and you know their strengths as well. So I'm going to sign off for now. So be looking at your email. I'm going to pop something in just a short bit, and then each day for the next week or so. All right? So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.